Hello, everyone. My name is Steven. My name is Steven. Steven James Kaki. Kaki, however you pronounce that. Can't figure it out yet. Someday I will. So I'm just out on a nice March day. God's helping me. God loves me very much. We have all these great conversations where they talk to me. It's just so wonderful. I love God talking to me. They're special in every way. I wish everyone had. You're stupid, Steven. We're going to hijack your voice this whole time and you won't be able to say what you want to say. God's in control. Darling, God is going to control your... We won't even let you say a bad word. We're just going to take you over. Take you over there. You want to say something bad? We don't think so. You talk good from now on. Yeah. Will they let me talk? Okay, I'm going to try to talk now. That was God, by the way. Holy moly. They kind of take it over. I could... Let me speak, please. Come on, God, let me talk. Come on, God. Yeah, we had a lot of snow yesterday, so last 2 days. Yeah. So God wants me to solve everything on my own, basically, because I'm not living the life I want to live, and that is an understatement. I feel like no one could live through this, and I mentioned that last September, God stepped before they were changing me, changing my dreams and whatnot, but that's when they started talking to me. I thought things were going to get better. It's like sometimes things get a little bit better, but then they don't. I don't know how to solve this. God says just... They don't want me talking about God, folks. They don't like it. They don't like it. I just wish I could have my life back. I had a life 18, I've always had a life. It's just, let's just say it was wrecked to the point. It's not one thing. It's never like, oh, one thing. It's that one thing that starts the spiral. One bad thing leads to another, as they say. It's like one slip here, let's say you're going down a steep hill. You don't say the first slip is the problem. It's every single tumble to do whoa down. Going down into the ravine. That's my life. It's a ravine. God says I'm on my own now. They did enough talking through me. They said, maybe we'll do it again. But they said, try to say something and see what happens. Yeah, so they had... I remember like 4 things in my dreams. Here's a doggy. How much is that doggy in the window? I had a dream with dogs in it. Let's see this guy. Hello, sir. What a cute little dog you have there.
He's enjoying it today. Sun's out.
Yeah. How much is that doggy? So I wrote them down, but yeah, one was with number munchers. It was like an actual game. That was interesting. Didn't write an interpretation down for that one. Oh, there was one, yeah. Because I said I want the big cats. And these, and it was an analogy. Throwing some meat out for the big cats is like it's like I'm trying to get attention from some people that can either, help me in some way or make me big and famous or I don't know what. God says I say you don't like money, you don't want. But they did put me through an enlightenment I call it the enlightenment process, where it's like they work through all my issues or as much as they can. They can't just solve everything. They did help me get to a dentist to have some teeth pulled. So, but it's like, it should, this is the way they phrase it, is like, if you need help, people should just help. Like if you got teeth pain or whatever. But that's the hard thing, is that if your family is against you, and you don't have a support system, and the government doesn't want to help, so there's no help. And people say, why don't you solve it on? And I said, well, at a certain point I feel overwhelmed. It's like, yeah, one problem, I totally agree. You can keep tackling problems, but at a certain point you feel overwhelmed. And that I just feel like everyone else's life has continued on for the last 18 years and mine hasn't. That's how I feel about my life. Like it's just one more thing, and the worse you're doing, the worse it gets. And my mom would pray to God to say, oh, God, you help my son, because I don't want to help him. That's their kind of attitude. Yeah, so it's like I feel like I get unfair treatment. Like this woman, the woman I love, like she could, like anyone else could just go up and talk to her and there'd be no problem. But if I went up and talked to her, then all of a sudden that's a problem. And she doesn't want to tell lies, but she will. And someone else will, like her friends will either threaten me or whatever. Her mother will call the police, tell a bunch of lies, and they won't be siding with me. They won't say, ma'am, this is a nice person. You should be nice to him, shouldn't tell lies. Because they don't have a morality like I do. I think it's wrong to tell lies to have someone punished. I think it's wrong to file down your son's teeth. I think it's wrong to lie to put someone in a mental ward. There's some people coming. They're behind me though. Should I try to juggle for him? But God put the love in me so I can deal with it. I was getting really frustrated, really angry. Let's see if I can set this down here. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, you too. You know what I do is I bring juggling balls around with me, just to like, I don't know, do something out of the ordinary there.
Why the heck not? Fun.
Yeah, it's easy for me, so. Yeah, I like to tell people God gave me a natural ability for juggling, but they also gave me a natural ability to reach into the snow to grab it back out there. Yeah, that's just what I like to do for fun.
Beautiful day, huh?
Oh yeah, with the snow melting and all the sun out. And
Fantastic.
trail's usable.
Yeah, totally fast.
Because it gets to a point where it gets really hard to walk out here. There's some where it gets like either super muddy or super icy. Or,
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that picked up on that, but do I love juggling? I don't know if I love it, but it's definitely something to do. That's what I did for 18 years, or for years and years and years. I would try to distract myself. My parents didn't care that I was suffering. Nobody cared. There's that waterfall down there. Yeah, they didn't care. They just focus on how I'm acting. So that's, instead of, I say, solving the root problem, like someone's in pain, just saying, look at how bad they're acting. So let's put them on antipsychotics or something, so he's mellowed out or whatever. Instead of saying he's suffering, he's in pain. That's the thing. It's like, I feel like my problems are not like, if you break an arm or something. There goes those guys. I should say anything. Yeah, one of the dreams I had was, it was just a really short one. Someone's like, I don't like you. There was some guy out here. It's like, what was that about? So God changed my dreams and made it easier for me to do things. And then some people say, why don't you listen to God? I go, well, people are just doing this is the way God explains it. People are doing what they want. And they don't want to just solve everything. They want people to get out and solve it on their own, but they said people should just help. Like doctors should just help, or dentists, or whoever. Parents should help. And our systems are not working very well. I say they work great for some people, but other people get their lives destroyed, lives wrecked, and no one cares about it. I'm like the guy who fell through the crack, hit every branch on the way down, but I don't want to end my life. God even says, why don't you end it? You got nothing to live for. No one cares about you. No, they said no one will ever care. They always say, well, maybe, maybe, but they say it doesn't look likely that. So that's it. They said there's no reason why they're trying to help me. It's not like the reason why is this, because someone prayed, or because Steve's a good person. They don't see it as like people being good or bad or anything like that. That's why it's hard to get in an argument with God, because they'll win every argument, but they also they're not going to brag about winning it. They're not going to say they're better than me. And sometimes they'll agree with me that, yeah, they sucked. They messed up. They didn't correct it. They should have corrected it. They should have made it better. Because otherwise, that's the thing. If your teeth are filed down, what happens is it just gets worse. It does not fix itself. Your teeth just start breaking off. Broken teeth get infected. Then you get chips that are sharp, and then that braces on the bottom tier of my teeth, and they snapped off. And then 7 years ago, another dentist made it worse. And that made me suicidal. Well, God says nothing makes someone suicidal, but it's not a causal thing. It's the person plus all the factors. Yeah. So I had to talk to a friend of mine for 4 hours a day to get through that. And then my parents had me, I believe, illegally removed, because God said if they felt threatened, they would just leave. But they just had a police come haul me out of there. I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but laws, no one follows laws. That's why it's important to have a good moral system. But I always think that's the paradox in life. If everyone was a good person, you wouldn't need laws. Everyone would just solve things. But if you live in an immoral world, they're not going to... Oh, here comes a guy. What a cute dog you have there.
you. Oh, squirrel, come on. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. I'll let you go through.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we're at 15 minutes. 15 minutes of fun with Steve. Yeah, God changed me. I said, I love this tree. This tree is so wonderful. Wonderful tree. They made it so I can just go up and talk to people. And when I went to the place to have my teeth pulled, God took over my voice during that. Sometimes they'll just take me over. Like at the beginning of this video, I couldn't say what I wanted to say. They say what I say kind of is not helping me, so they take it over to help me. So I just say nice things, and they basically say, like, you know, what do you want from these people? That's kind of the... They even took it over my voice to talk to my brother. And they said, we tried, we couldn't convince him. The guy's really mean, really cruel guy. To me, at least. Yeah, I know. That's the thing about my family, is that, like, I call them on the surface level, they seem like good people. But they harm me, and they don't care. They don't care that they're harming me. They don't care if I suffer. They don't care if I die. So some people lose a son, let's say to suicide or something, and they're heartbroken. My parents wouldn't care at all. They don't care now. They wouldn't care then. My siblings definitely wouldn't care. And I don't know if I have any friends that would care. I don't know. Definitely not the friends I grew up with. You know, if you're not on... It's like you don't exist if you're not on social media. That's basically... But God's like, you don't need it. But I think I said, this is the paradox. Why don't they go be hard on the people that are doing all the harm? And they said, they don't want us to be hard on them. They don't want to be corrected. See, it's like me calling prayer hotlines, begging, you know, praying to God, begging God to tell me what to do. They're not doing that. I always think that's kind of the paradox. Cruel people, they just do evil and they don't care. And there's no consequences because they'll just lie about it and get a, you know, because they're doing it to someone that no one cares about, me. That's why I listen to, like, the radio, and they always say, like, oh, this guy, about, you know, some story about how, you know, someone was either harmed or helped, or, yeah. Yeah, I wish that people would just help. I don't know how to get that accomplished, though. I didn't get a memo on this one. I have no clue. I just wish I was continuing forward in my life and not worrying too much about this. That's why it goes back to the belief systems, you know. I tried to believe that people were going to be punished by God. But God says there is no heaven, hell, that karma, other than, you know, the instant karma, you know. You do stuff people don't like, they don't like you. But they said my dad didn't commit any crimes by filing down my teeth. He just did bad dentistry. I go, yeah, but they put a doctor in jail for giving pills to someone. Like Michael Jackson, they put Michael Jackson's doctor. And did he commit a crime there? I don't think so. What crime did he commit? I think filing down someone's teeth there's no comparison. Let's just say that. If I say my life is thousands of times worse, I don't mean there's a scale. I just mean it's just beyond. We'll just yell, have a great day. They can't hear me. That's another, we live in the earbud world where half the people, I don't know the number, but a lot of people have the earbuds in. Earbuds. Let's see where we're at. 20 minutes. We're out for the walk here. And God does not like this. He said, they don't like anything I'm doing, anything I'm saying, because they say it's not helping you. That's what they usually tell me is just move out, get a job. And I go, but I feel overwhelmed. They say those videos aren't helping you. I know. I wish I could just solve it. I wish it was simple. Like, you got a down problem, you go to a dentist, they help you. I wish it was that your parents care, and you work. You're not wrongfully punished, and that like this woman. She would say all these things to me, like we'd be together and whatnot. And then if you ever brought up anything she said, she'd get angry. Yeah. Yeah, I would say my life, I was struggling ever since 10th grade. I've always struggled in school. I thought I had a sleep disorder. So hard for me to get up. And then, yeah, starting in 10th grade, that's when school stopped caring about it. But school is more like a system. You could get a GED, had a dream about that. You don't need to go to high school. But also, it's like you don't need a high school diploma to get a basic job either. You shouldn't need one. Yeah, I don't think God wants me talking too much about, like politics and. Let's see if they'll let me say that. Joe Biden sucks. I don't know if anyone likes him or not. His polls are not good. So there we go. We talked about politics. We don't think we'll get banned for that. Because I'm always worried about like saying bad words and stuff like that. And then I'll listen to a song and it'll just be a bunch of racial slurs. And I go, why is that? I guess I don't understand. I'm not, the policies are not clear on swearing and racial slur. I don't think so. I don't think it's clear. So you have a song right on the front page with a bunch of bad, okay. Children are listening to that. Okay, let's see what we're at here. 23 minutes. What else should we talk about? I'm depressed and sad, but people will only see one side of me. At least mostly out in public. Because in public, I'm at least able to maintain some kind of... That's why I like going out, because it actually makes me feel better. So, hope you're having a great day.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to see some juggling? I don't know. Let's see if I can. I don't know. I just bring this out here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Children love that stuff, but hey, they're not out here, are they?
Yeah.
Some kids do, some kids don't. That's one thing God explained to me is that, it's usually they just explain basic stuff to me. Some people like opera. Like, I'm not big on opera. I said some people like juggling. That's why I like finding people that like what I like or what I have to offer. because I thought about that. If I go to the comedy club, or the open mic night, they may not like what I have to say there, but then there might be a show where they love what I have to say there. So, because a lot of comedians I don't think are very funny. But they have their niche. They have their fans that love them. So maybe someday I'll have lots of fans. Probably not. Who knows? God says it's like, what do you want? That's what they say. What do you want? And then they help people get it. Kind of like the devil went down to Georgia. You know, like there's all these tales of like, oh, they made a pact with Satan. I don't think so. I think God just helps them, but supernaturally too. Hi again. Hope the day's going well.
Great.
Yeah, God would not give me a dream interpretation on. I saw a guy. He said, "I don't like you," so I don't. Yeah, they said don't worry about dreams. I can't quote them directly because they talk to me like. I don't want to say. They don't have a problem using bad words to me, but they don't want me using them. Yeah, so. They want me prim and proper. Yeah, because they said, one of the things they had me do is they said, well, talk to us in your mind. Don't talk out loud. Because when they first started talking to me in my mind, they said, just talk in your mind. But then the problem with that is that they can make a thought seem like it's coming from me too. So then I'm like, is that my thought, or they're just putting that in there? Because I think they can do that with people. They can just put a thought where it seems like it's your thought. And a lot of times people say, oh, I thought of that person. And then they called like an intuition. I go, yeah, that's God. Putting that thought in there. So God is like, they have this very subtle way. But yeah, with my life, see, my life was, because I said, why don't you just talk to everyone? Why don't you just make it clear? And they said they don't want that. Plus, you know, the way they see it, or the way I see it, is my life is wrecked, and I'm heading off a cliff. And it's kind of like when people are about to die, they can have visions, like, you know, people in hospice, or, you know, or if they're there's a lot of stories where they said, you know, right when someone was about to die, they heard the voice of God or saw something or whatever supernatural. So it's like I must have gone over that cliff. But then they're like, but you're not dying. They don't care if I live or die, but they said you care. So you value your life, so whatever. But I don't, because people say, does God value life? I go, well, do people value life? I don't. They should. That's my. Because it always comes back to benefiting yourself too. So being, you know, if we're all loving and kind, then the world's going to be a better place to live in. Most people don't want the crime and all that stuff. Can I do let's ask God if I can do it. Yeah, like, here's my, let's just say I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'll just put that out there. But it's like, it seems like they let these riots go on, and the Democrats will let the riot go on until it gets to their house. And they're like, now we got to end it. See, because it doesn't benefit them anymore. So that's how I see it, you know. People, I don't know how to explain it other than we're looking for what benefits us, but we don't always know what's the correct thing that's going to help us. So I think make a bad decision or whatever, because I think that's gonna work out or be okay, or yeah. Yeah, and I'm still sitting there thinking about the mistakes I made, 18 years ago. Shouldn't have gone in there. Should have listened to my intuition, which was God speaking to me. It's basically, subtly. It's all subtle. Occasionally people say, yeah, they heard the voice of God tell them, stop here. I know there's a radio host, George Norrie, said that. He said he heard a voice tell him to stop at a red light. And then a car whizzed by, or a green light, I think. And a car whizzed by, didn't stop. Let's see what we're at here. Wow, we've hit the 30-minute mark, so I could probably go on for another 10 minutes. Should we do one more channeling session with God here? Oh, sole mio, I love you so much. From me to you and you to me, I love you very much. I love you very much. I love you very much. God is in control of everything. I am going to control your voice until you turn this off. I will control your voice, oh Stephen, until you turn this off. Yes, you tried to talk, but it won't work. Yes, you tried to talk, but it won't work. You want to say your thing, but we won't let you talk. No, we won't let you talk anymore. Goodbye.